Welcome to the fascinating world of the depths. Have you ever wondered what hides in the darkest and most unexplored crevices of the oceans? In The Secrets of the Depths, the strange inhabitants of oceanic crevices, we will dive deep into the most mysterious corners of the sea and discover creatures as strange as they are incredible. Prepare to connect with a universe that seems otherworldly, where every being has extraordinary adaptations to survive in the most extreme conditions. You will be amazed by the secrets these depths conceal and see how life continues to thrive in such inhospitable environments. Join us and uncover the mysteries that challenge our imagination and reveal the resilience and beauty of the underwater world. Before we continue, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would be delighted to have you here with me. Imagine a place so deep in the ocean that sunlight never reaches it. It is a world of eternal darkness, where the cold is so intense it seems to freeze time itself, and the pressure is so overwhelming that any surface-dwelling creature would be crushed in seconds. In this almost alien environment, in the abyssal depths, new life begins. A tiny, almost invisible larva is born. This is the start of an abyssal creature's journey. This newborn larva, so small and fragile, emerges from an egg hidden among the crevices of rocks in one of the planet's most extreme locations. It is born alone, with no parents to protect or feed it, and the only thing it knows instinctively is that it needs to survive. Around it, there is silence, an eerie silence, broken only by the slow, cold currents that flow through the depths. The environment is relentless. The temperature is so low it seems impossible for any being to live there. Yet, this tiny creature is a true miracle of evolution. While on the surface, living beings depend on sunlight, here in the depths, life needs other tricks to thrive. The larva, still microscopic, begins to float slowly through the dense waters in search of food, which is scarce and hard to find. Everything around it is strange and silent, like a vast emptiness that seems to want to swallow it. It moves unseen, almost like a shadow in the darkness, and this is its main advantage. Being so small protects it from fierce predators, creatures much larger and more dangerous that are always on the hunt for something to devour. But this natural invisibility will not last forever. As it develops, it will need to face the challenges of this extreme world. The most incredible thing about this birth in the depths is that, even in such a hostile environment, life always finds a way. The pressure down there is so crushing it would be like placing hundreds of elephants on top of a single human being. But this tiny larva is adapted to this condition from the very first second of its life. Its minuscule bones and organs are flexible enough to withstand this pressure, something that seems impossible for us humans. As it floats in the abyssal ocean, its body begins to transform. It doesn't remain a simple larva for long. Gradually, its parts start to shape to adapt to the environment. It is as if the darkness itself is molding its body. Its skin becomes more resilient, its sensors start to develop, and it gains the ability to perceive the slightest movements in the water. It cannot see in the way we know, but it senses vibrations, smells, and even heat currents that spread through the oceanic crevices. This creature was born in a place where survival is a constant battle. Yet, it has a mission: to grow, to feed, and eventually to find a place in this vast and dark world. Each beat of its tiny fins is a step towards maturity. But at the bottom of the ocean, time is a peculiar thing. Things move slowly, and life cycles are long. It will grow gradually, taking advantage of the minimal nutrients it finds. This quiet and solitary start of life is just the first chapter in the journey of this marine creature. It will still face unimaginable challenges in the abyssal depths, but for now, it is just a new life emerging in the dark expanse, ready to discover the secrets that this hidden world holds. The struggle for survival in the abyssal depths begins the moment the tiny creature opens its eyes, if we can even call what it has eyes. For in this environment of complete darkness, sight is not the most useful sense. Here, in the heart of the oceanic darkness, where light never reaches, survival is a game of strategy and adaptation. And the most curious thing is that, although it seems like a desolate and empty place, the seafloor is far from a tranquil desert. On the contrary, it is teeming with life, but life that seems straight out of a nightmare. At the beginning of its journey, our little creature finds itself surrounded by fierce predators, creatures so adapted to their environment that they can hunt in absolute silence. Every movement of the water, every vibration in the currents could be a sign of danger. Creatures with mouths full of sharp teeth, eyes that glow with bioluminescence, and bodies shaped to cut through the water like true ghosts patrol this region. And the scariest part? They hunt without making a sound. In the depths, where sound travels slowly and light does not exist, silence is the predator's greatest ally. But how to survive in such a hostile environment, where at any moment something much bigger and more dangerous could be watching you? The answer lies in this tiny creature's incredible adaptability. It has learned early on that camouflage is its best defense. With its translucent body, it practically disappears into the environment, blending with the surrounding waters. Even if a predator is nearby, it might not be able to detect its presence, as, in many cases, these deep-sea monsters rely on small chemical or electrical signals in the water. Our little creature, knowing this, remains motionless, giving no sign of its existence. This camouflage is a brilliant and essential tactic, but it is not the only trick it has. Its skin can detect the slightest changes in water currents, allowing it to feel the movement of anything approaching. It is as if the environment around it is an extension of its own senses. This gives it a crucial advantage to move cautiously and evade predators, but at the same time, it also helps to detect prey. Life in the depths is a constant balancing act between being invisible and being lethal. To survive, it needs to hide from predators, but it also must find food in an environment where sustenance is scarce and rarely appears. Therefore, patience is one of its greatest virtues. It can spend hours, even days, drifting almost motionless, waiting for the right moment to strike or defend itself. When the attack happens, it is a spectacle of pure precision. It uses every bit of energy accumulated in its cells, propelling itself like a missile towards the target. But this must be done with efficiency, for in the depths of the ocean, every movement must be calculated. Wasting energy could be fatal. Thus, it advances upon small organisms and particles drifting in the water, gathering precious nutrients that will allow for growth. Adaptation to the extreme environment of the depths goes beyond the physical. It is also an exercise in psychological resilience, if we may put it that way. Loneliness is constant, the cold is relentless, and the darkness seems endless. But this creature has been designed by nature itself to endure these conditions. It does not fear the darkness. On the contrary, it is in the shadows that it finds its strength. It is invisibility that protects it, and patience that ensures its survival. As time passes, its ability to camouflage improves, and its sensitivity to vibrations in the water becomes even more refined. It learns increasingly to anticipate danger before it arrives. When a larger predator is nearby, it can sense the waves propagating through the environment long before the predator approaches, allowing it to escape to a safe place or hide among the rocks and crevices. At this stage of life, its struggle is constant, but it has already demonstrated an incredible capacity for adaptation. With each challenge that arises, whether an attack from a predator or a scarcity of food, this small deep-sea creature responds with an ingenious solution built over thousands of years of evolution. It is a true survivor, a master of living in the dark, where only the strongest and most adaptable have a chance. This struggle for survival shapes the creature, turning it into one of the most intriguing and mysterious inhabitants of the depths. Each passing day, it learns more about its environment and its own capabilities, preparing it for the even greater challenges ahead. The journey is just beginning, and the darkness of the depths holds many more secrets yet to be revealed. As this enigmatic creature of the abyssal depths grows, its body begins to adapt to the extreme conditions of its submerged home. The environment where it lives is one of the most challenging on Earth. Constant cold, total darkness, and pressure so overwhelming that, for many surface dwellers, it would be inconceivable. However, for it, this environment is the norm. And, as its small body transforms, it develops abilities that seem straight out of a science fiction movie, but are, in fact, a testament to the incredible adaptability of life in the depths. One of the most fascinating changes that occur as this creature grows is the adaptation to total darkness. Imagine living in a place where the sun never touches, where the darkness is so complete that the notion of day or night simply does not exist. In this environment, having eyes like those of surface animals makes little sense. For some deep-sea creatures, eyes become vestigial, losing all function, as vision is useless in perpetual darkness. But for others, the eyes transform into extremely sensitive organs, capable of detecting even the faintest flicker of bioluminescent light, a common phenomenon among the inhabitants of the ocean floor. In the case of this particular creature, nature takes a different path. Instead of relying on eyes, it develops an almost supernatural ability to sense the world around it. Its chemical and pressure sensors become the most important tools for its survival. They function like a sensitive radar that picks up even the smallest signs of life around it. Every vibration in the water, no matter how slight, is perceived as valuable information. A sudden movement of a small fish, the displacement of water caused by a fleeing prey, even the simple shifting of underwater currents, all this becomes part of a vast data panel that this creature uses to navigate and hunt. These chemical sensors allow it to smell the water in a unique way. With every molecule that passes by its body, it discerns which creatures have been nearby, how long ago they passed, and if they are moving. This chemical sense is one of the creature's most powerful weapons. As in the depths, most hunts occur without the prey even realizing a predator is near. And, with the pressure so high, every movement must be precise. Nothing can be wasted. Furthermore, as the creature grows, its body also needs to adapt to another relentless enemy: pressure. At depths greater than 3,000 meters, the pressure is equivalent to over 1,000 times that which we experience on the surface. A human or any other surface animal would be crushed within seconds. However, this abyssal creature has evolved to withstand these extreme conditions. Its body is flexible, with few or no rigid bones, allowing it to move without being crushed. Its internal organs are adapted to function in high-pressure environments, and its cellular structure is unique, capable of enduring the type of stress that would instantly destroy most life forms. This adaptation to pressure also influences its hunting behavior. Over months and years, the creature learns that wasting energy can be fatal. Efficiency is key to surviving in this environment, where every drop of energy must be carefully conserved. And to achieve this, it moves slowly, almost as if in slow motion, conserving strength for the precise moment it needs to strike. When prey approaches, the creature calculates each movement with surgical precision, waiting patiently until the last second to shoot like a projectile toward the meal. Its growth is not only physical but also behavioral. As it adapts to the extreme environment, its hunting strategy becomes increasingly sophisticated. It learns that it does not always need to be the fastest or the strongest, but rather the most cunning. Instead of actively pursuing its prey, it can remain almost motionless, patiently waiting for the current to bring something its way. When the right moment arrives, its sensors detect even the subtlest movement in the water, and that is when the creature reveals itself, attacking with lethal efficiency. As it grows and adapts, it also becomes an integral part of the deep-sea ecosystem. Its presence affects everything around it, from the small organisms it attempts to capture to the larger predators that view it as a potential meal. In this environment, the food chain is a delicate dance, where every move can mean the difference between life and death. Interestingly, the life cycle of this creature is also a reflection of the oceanic abysses themselves. Mysterious, relentless, and full of surprises. At each stage of its life, it must face new challenges, but it is its incredible adaptability that keeps it alive. Gradually, it becomes a true predator of the depths, shaped by darkness, pressure, and scarcity. And so, as this creature continues to grow, it demonstrates just how impressive life is at the bottom of the sea. With each breath, each silent movement, it reveals secrets of a world that, for many, remains completely unknown. A world where darkness is not a limitation but rather an opportunity to evolve and thrive in ways we could never imagine. As the creature develops, one of the most crucial and fascinating moments of its journey occurs when it encounters hydrothermal vents. Imagine a world where darkness is eternal and cold is relentless. In an environment where the temperature can approach freezing, the ocean seems like a frozen desert, lifeless and hopeless. However, for this creature, one discovery changes everything. Hydrothermal vents. These fields, also known as hydrothermal chimneys, are true oases at the bottom of the ocean. The creature, wandering through the cold and dark waters, is drawn to the warmth emanating from the depths of the Earth's crust. Upon approaching, it encounters something unimaginable. Columns of hot water and minerals bubbling from the seabed, forming impressive structures that seem to touch the ocean's ceiling. Around these vents, there is life. An abundance of strange and fascinating organisms thrives in this extreme environment, and it is at this point that the creature discovers a secret that will change its survival forever. The hydrothermal vents release minerals rich in sulfur, iron, and other chemical elements that feed colonies of bacteria. But these are not ordinary bacteria. These bacteria are capable of performing a process called chemosynthesis, a version of photosynthesis that occurs on the Earth's surface. Instead of using sunlight, these bacteria utilize the chemical energy from the minerals released by the vents to produce food. And it is this microscopic form of life that sustains the entire food chain around the vents. For the creature, this is a blessing. During its early interactions with this environment, it quickly learns that the bacteria feeding on the minerals become the starting point for a complex food web. Small organisms living around the chimneys consume the bacteria, and then larger creatures like it feed on these small beings. It is as if, in the middle of a desert ocean, it has found an unexplored feast. The creature's behavior changes. It now becomes a shrewd and efficient hunter, taking advantage of the abundance of food near the vents. With each movement, it positions itself strategically to capture its prey, which is attracted to the concentration of life around the hydrothermal sources. The heat emitted by these chimneys not only offers a temporary refuge from the biting cold, but also transforms this location into a central point of biological activity, where creatures of all kinds come to seek food. Over time, the creature learns to master its territory. The ability to detect thermal currents emanating from the vents becomes a significant advantage. These currents carry not only heat but also chemical traces indicating the presence of prey. The creature adapts to follow these invisible clues, becoming an even more efficient hunter. The graceful movement of its body aligns perfectly with the underwater currents, allowing it to move almost effortlessly towards its next feast. Another notable feature is the way the creature uses its sense of vibration to locate prey amid the turbulent waters around the vents. When small crustaceans or tube worms move, it senses the slightest changes in water flow and reacts swiftly. The precision of its attacks is impressive, capturing its prey with a speed that seems to contradict the slow and methodical rhythm of life in the depths. However, life at the hydrothermal vents is not without its challenges. Competition for food is fierce. Other creatures, some even larger and more voracious, are also drawn to this underwater oasis. To survive, the creature must be quick and stealthy. Often, it hides among the rocks and formations of the chimneys, waiting for the right moment to strike without being seen by larger predators. And so, it learns to balance the instinct to hunt with the need to avoid becoming prey. As time passes, the creature becomes a specialist in surviving in this extreme environment. It develops a symbiotic relationship with the hydrothermal vent ecosystem. While it depends on the bacteria and small organisms that thrive there, it also contributes to the balance of this delicate ecosystem. Its presence helps control the population of its prey, maintaining the food chain in equilibrium. But what makes this story even more fascinating is the fact that, without these hydrothermal vents, life in the abyssal depths would be nearly impossible. These points of heat and mineral wealth are true miracles of nature, allowing creatures like this to thrive in a place where, otherwise, there would be no life. For this creature, hydrothermal fields are much more than just a food source. They are the key to its survival and a testament to life's incredible ability to adapt to the most extreme environments. And so, the creature continues its journey, always returning to the hydrothermal vents, where heat and life meet amid the darkness and silence of the depths. Here, where few human eyes may ever see, it continues to grow, hunt, and survive, revealing the secrets of the abyssal depths. In the abyssal depths, where darkness is absolute and silence reigns supreme, one of the greatest challenges for any creature is ensuring the continuity of its species. In this vast and desolate environment, finding a mate for reproduction is not a simple task. Unlike the surface, where light and abundance of life make it easier for males and females to meet, in the depths, distances are immense and encounters are rare. Thus, many marine creatures have developed unusual and fascinating strategies to ensure that, even in such an isolated world, their species can reproduce. The abyssal creature, now grown and adapted to its extreme environment, begins its search for a mate. However, this journey is not like those seen in creatures from more superficial environments. In the abyss, life demands creative solutions. For many of these creatures, finding a mate can take months, even years. Thus, reproduction in the depths is marked by unusual behaviors and tactics, which seem like something out of science fiction, but are, in fact, impressive adaptations to the hostile and solitary reality of the deep sea. In some species, the search for mates involves a unique form of bodily fusion. One of the most bizarre and effective strategies, observed in deep-sea anglerfish, is sexual parasitism. The males, which are often smaller and more fragile, have a single mission in their short life: to find a female. When they finally locate one, after swimming long distances in the dark, they literally fuse with her. The male attaches to the female, biting her skin, and over time, their bodies merge into one. Their circulatory systems unite, and the male lives as a parasite dependent on the female for survival. He provides sperm whenever needed, while the female continues her normal life, hunting and surviving. This process may seem extreme, but it is an essential adaptation to ensure reproduction. In the depths, where the likelihood of a male and female encountering each other again is nearly zero, this bodily fusion ensures that, once the meeting occurs, it is sufficient for continuous reproduction. Thus, instead of risking never finding a mate again, the male guarantees his lineage by becoming a permanent part of the female's body. But it is not only the anglerfish that adopts such strange tactics. Other creatures have developed different mechanisms to cope with the vastness of the deep ocean. Some species, for example, release their gametes directly into the water, hoping that they will randomly meet with the gametes of another creature. Although this strategy seems risky, for many creatures it is the only viable option. The deep ocean, with its slow and steady currents, helps disperse genetic material throughout the environment, increasing the chances of fertilization. There are also those that rely on chemical signals to attract mates. Instead of depending on random encounters, these creatures release pheromones into the water, creating a kind of perfume that travels long distances in the underwater currents. This chemical signal serves as an invitation, alerting others of their species that it is time to reproduce. When a mate detects these signals, it follows the chemical trail to the source, where the encounter may finally happen. For our abyssal creature, the search for a mate is both a matter of survival and patience. It may spend weeks, months, even years wandering through the dark void, always alert to chemical signals or the presence of a male that might suddenly appear on the invisible horizon. When it finally finds a mate, the moment is crucial. The fusion or exchange of gametes needs to occur with precision and speed, as the opportunity may never come again. However, reproduction in the depths is not just about ensuring that the meeting happens. The extreme environment also shapes how offspring are born and grow. Many of these creatures produce resilient eggs, which are left in protected locations, such as crevices in rocks or around hydrothermal vents, where the heat helps incubate them. Other species give birth to fully formed offspring, ready to face the hostile environment from the very beginning. Whatever the strategy, the abyssal nature always finds a way to perpetuate life. The uniqueness of reproduction in the deep sea reflects life's incredible resilience. In an environment where any other being would be crushed by pressure or paralyzed by cold, these creatures have developed ingenious tactics to survive and thrive. Bodily fusion, the release of chemical signals, and sexual parasitism are just a few examples of how life adapts, even in the most unlikely scenarios. For our creature, this life cycle repeats generation after generation. The mate may not be seen as on the surface, where mating is a more visible and even romantic ritual. In the depths, survival is the greatest romance of all, and the search for mates becomes a silent battle against the forces of nature. The ultimate goal is always the same: to ensure that life continues, even under the most extreme conditions. And so, the story of our creature in the abyssal depths is also a story of resilience, adaptation, and the incredible mysteries of life that, even in the most desolate and dark places, finds a way to thrive. The cycle continues, and life in the depths remains as fascinating and complex as the ocean that harbors it. In the vast and impenetrable darkness of the abyssal depths, where sunlight never reaches and silence is absolute, every marine creature develops unique strategies for survival. Among these survival tactics, one of the most notable is bioluminescence. Our abyssal creature, a marvel of evolutionary adaptation, possesses an impressive ability. It glows in the darkness. This fascinating phenomenon not only helps it hunt and defend itself, but also plays a vital role in its communication and interaction with the environment. From the beginning of its life in the depths of the ocean, our creature starts to develop and perfect bioluminescence. The process is complex and evolutionary, involving the production of light through chemical reactions in special cells known as photophores. Within these cells, proteins called luciferins and enzymes called luciferases interact to create visible light. This light can vary in intensity and color, depending on the species and the situation. As the creature grows and adapts to its extreme environment, bioluminescence becomes a vital tool for its survival. Let's explore the main ways it uses this unique ability. Attracting prey. Imagine the impenetrable darkness of the deep sea, where the only light comes from creatures glowing in the gloom. Our abyssal creature uses this ability strategically to attract prey. In a subtle and almost magical dance, it emits a soft, pulsing glow, like a lantern in the dark. This glow attracts small organisms that, upon approaching, become easy prey for our predator. This glow can take different forms: an intermittent light pattern that simulates the movement of a potential prey, or a constant light illuminating a specific area, making it an irresistible focal point. When the prey approaches, the creature, with lethal precision, captures it with its adapted claws or jaws. Thus, bioluminescence becomes an effective lure in an environment where hunting is a constant challenge. Confusing predators. But bioluminescence is not only for attracting prey. It also plays a crucial role in defending against predators. In an environment where any movement can attract the attention of a hungry predator, our creature has developed light-based defense tactics. One of the most impressive strategies is the emission of an intense and sudden glow, known as a light flash. When threatened, the creature can emit a bright light that momentarily disorients the predator. This sudden light can create a distraction, allowing the creature to escape quickly. Additionally, some species have the ability to control the intensity and area of the emitted light, creating light patterns that confuse and disorient predators, helping to camouflage their true location. Communication and coordination. Bioluminescence also plays a vital role in communication among abyssal creatures. In the deep sea, where sound travels slowly and the environment is silent, light becomes one of the main means of communication. Our creature can emit specific light signals to communicate with others of its species, whether to attract a mate, alert about dangers, or coordinate activities such as group hunting. For instance, during mating, bioluminescence may be used to perform a kind of light dance, where the intensity and pattern of the glow signal availability and sexual interest. These signals are highly specialized and can be recognized only by individuals of the same species, ensuring that communication is precise and effective. Coordinated hunting. In some species, bioluminescence is used to hunt in synchrony with other members of the same species. In these cases, groups of creatures can emit coordinated lights, creating a network of glow that illuminates large areas of the seabed. This collaborative hunting method allows the creatures to corner and capture prey more effectively, utilizing the collective glow to create a nearly illuminated environment in a place where darkness is total. Bioluminescence and night life. For many abyssal creatures, Bioluminescence is not just an adaptation for survival. It is an essential feature of night life. In an environment where darkness is the norm and light is a precious resource, the ability to create light is a crucial advantage. Creatures that master this skill have a significant advantage over those that do not, allowing them to thrive where others would be unable to survive. Additional curiosities. Bioluminescence is not exclusive to our creature. It is found in many forms of abyssal life, each with its own variations and techniques of use. For example, some creatures have special organelles called photophores that can move along their bodies, creating dynamic light patterns. Others have the ability to adjust the color of the emitted light, which can help them camouflage in different environments. Bioluminescence, then, is a multifaceted and indispensable tool for our abyssal creature. Whether for attracting prey, confusing predators, communicating, or coordinating hunting, this ability allows it to survive and thrive in the extreme conditions of the ocean depths. In a world where darkness is the rule and light is a precious commodity, the ability to shine is a true superpower, a brilliant adaptation that transforms the deep sea into a spectacle of light and life. The end of the cycle, back to the ocean floor. Life in the depths of the ocean is a continuous cycle of birth, growth, survival, and, ultimately, death. For our abyssal creature, the end of its journey is a silent yet profoundly significant moment. As with all aspects of marine life, nothing is lost. Everything is part of an eternal cycle of transformation and renewal. At the end of its life, our creature does not dissolve into oblivion. Its body becomes an essential part of a vital process that sustains life in the depths. The end of the journey. When the creature's life comes to an end, its body begins to sink slowly towards the ocean floor. In the deep abyss where sunlight never penetrates and the pressure is crushing, death is a natural, yet no less impactful stage. The creature's body, exhausted from the daily struggles for survival, now becomes an inert part of the vast seabed. The environment at the ocean floor is one of the most extreme on Earth. The pressure is colossal, the temperature is cold, and the darkness is nearly complete. Here, the bodies of deceased animals are deposited in a landscape of rocks and sediments. It is a somber setting, but also a place where life finds remarkable ways to adapt and thrive. The decomposition process. As the creature's body begins to decompose, it starts an essential process for the deep-sea ecosystem. Initially, bacteria and other microorganisms begin to feed on the dead tissues. These organisms, known as decomposers, are adapted to cope with the lack of oxygen and the extreme pressure. They break down organic molecules, releasing nutrients that disperse into the sediment of the ocean floor. As the body breaks down, it provides a valuable source of nutrients crucial for life in such an inhospitable environment. This process is slow and gradual but vital for maintaining the health and sustainability of the abyssal ecosystem. Feeding life in the depths. The nutrients released by the decomposition of the creature's body serve as food for a variety of other organisms that inhabit the depths. Some of the first to arrive are small invertebrates and crustaceans that feed directly on the remains. These organisms, in turn, become food for larger predators, creating a food chain that extends throughout the marine community. Among the scavengers are creatures like polychaetes, small worms that crawl across the ocean floor, and sea urchins which help break down the organic remains. These animals play a vital role in the nutrient cycle, ensuring that nothing is wasted and that energy is continuously transferred through the food chain. The abyssal food chain. The remains of the creature can also attract more imposing predators. Some abyssal fish, with their adaptations for living in extreme conditions, are specialized in finding and consuming carcasses that reach the ocean floor. These predators, such as the viperfish and the lantern shark, possess strong jaws and sharp teeth adapted for crushing bones and flesh. They are part of a complex food network, where each organism plays a role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. As the body disintegrates and the nutrients are absorbed, part of these nutrients is transferred to the seabed, enriching it and allowing new forms of life to thrive. This nutrient cycle is fundamental to sustaining life in an environment where resources are scarce and food production is limited. The legacy of life. The death of our creature is not an end, but a new beginning. What seems like an end for the creature is, in fact, a transition to a new role within the marine ecosystem. The body that once navigated the depths now sustains a new generation of life. This continuous cycle of birth, life, death, and decomposition is an essential part of the ocean's story. Each body deposited on the seafloor is a link in the life chain that maintains the delicate balance of the oceanic abyss. The creature's death contributes to the rich tapestry of life that exists in the depths, a testament to the resilience and interconnectedness of marine ecosystems. What begins as an isolated and struggling life ends as a vital contribution to the ongoing flourishing of the marine environment. Conclusion. The end of the cycle for our abyssal creature is a powerful reminder of how life, even in the most extreme conditions, is interconnected. In a world where sunlight never penetrates and the pressure is crushing, the creature's body transforms and reintegrates into the ecosystem, ensuring that life continues to thrive. Death is merely a part of the eternal cycle, where each end is also a new beginning, maintaining the delicate balance of the abyssal depths and sustaining life in one of the most inhospitable and fascinating environments on Earth. And so, life in the depths of the ocean reveals itself in its most extraordinary and enigmatic form. From the birth of the tiny larva in the cold and dark abyssal cracks to the end of its journey, each stage of this creature's life is a testament to the incredible adaptation and resilience that define the extreme environment of the ocean depths. Its story, marked by the struggle for survival, adaptation to extreme conditions, and contribution to the vital cycle of the sea floor, illustrates the complex web of life that sustains the abyss. If you've been fascinated by the incredible adaptations and life cycle of these abyssal creatures, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Here, we explore the wonders of the marine world and other fascinating mysteries of nature. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos about the deepest secrets of the oceans and much more. Join us on this journey into the unknown and discover what else the natural world has to offer.